Instagram Live. Good morning, good afternoon, lunchtime on the East Coast here. Making Comics stream. Let me go ahead and get my chats up. This is the Making Comics stream. I'm going to be coloring some comics today. Please stay tuned. Nick, 1 second. Way too many things open. All right, I gotta get my TikTok chat because TikTok, appreciate you being here. Let's do this. Channels. All right. Okay, I can see everybody now. I believe. TikTok, live on TikTok, live on Instagram. This is the Making Comics stream. Good afternoon. What's VeeFriends? VeeFriends is over 280 characters on a mission to make positivity louder and make soft skills cool. Gratitude, kindness, patience. We've got a little pause there. The stream's weird. VeeFriends created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You might know him on the internet as Gary V. Hence the name V in VeeFriends. We've got the cartoon show coming out every Saturday morning for kids. Watch that now on YouTube Kids, YouTube TV. VeeFriends Cartoons. We've got the trading card game, collectible trading card game. Also some trading cards coming out with Topps next year. Stay tuned for that. And we've got the VeeFriends Minis, which are our vending machine, which is always a nice time for me to schedule that. And are we choppy? Can you hear me? You can probably get this a lot. What happens to this? Black Label. This is Procreate. I'm going to be getting into it here in a minute. We're working on the comics here. VeeFriends Comics coming out real soon. And this week I'll be live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at noon Eastern Time, and then Friday the 13th, a special Comics Jam coming up on Friday the 13th at 5:30 on the Whatnot app. We're doing a 25-hour live stream, and our time will be 5:30 for that, so make sure you're tuning in. I'm a little bit delayed on my end there. I'll shut some of these things down. Thanks for your patience. We'll get there. We're getting there. All right, cool. Let's open up this mini topper. This is the VeeFriends Minis. Always start with the pencil topper. I open about 5 of these per stream. That's what we're going to do here today. I don't know if we're going to do a shirt giveaway today. Let's see. By the way, you can follow us on VeeFriends Comics on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Let's see if I... Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I'm not live on. Discard that. 1 second, guys. Let's just go live on TikTok. That's what's up. It's weird. I was wondering why we had a delay on my camera there. All right. Now we're good. Anyways, I opened up a VeeFriend Mini. We've got a Bubblegum Alert 8. This is what I'm going to start with for my drawing today. No warm-up sketch today. I'm going to jump right into comic making, if that's okay with everybody else. I'm going to do some coloring this morning. Lord that guy, hey, well, welcome. Thanks for joining. Talk more about the VeeFriends brand. What's going on behind the scenes as I'm working today. AJ's Custom Rugs, what's going on? Different time. I wanted to do some adjust this a little bit. I wanted to do some noon streams here today. Today I'm going to be working on coloring this top half of this page and then maybe onto some other pages as well. So let's see though. And I'll kind of walk through as I'm doing that, what I'm doing here. Turn off the text balloons. Busy week. I've got a couple other projects going on, and coloring is my main. It's actually getting into some deep work here, you know, like not the normal show kind of vibe we have going on with this. Actually got to get some work done, so you're here watching me work. Continue fill. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the flatting of the colors of the different forms. So I have these on different layers. So we've got the characters blocked out, and I've got the background on a different layer. This is how I layer my coloring. You'll be able to see a lot closer when I'm getting into doing some of the details here. And it's a little behind the scenes, a little bit. I'm trying to be a little tricky. I don't want to show you the text or the story that's going on here. So I've chosen this page in particular because it's kind of hard to see what's going on. But if I stick to the blue and continue fill, I should be able to just tap right in and color in the fairy, at least her base blue. Do that. Really small here. This is like her base blue color. And then up here I've got her color palette that I can select from. So this would be the shadow color here, and this is the highlight color. And then midtones, hair colors, all that stuff. This is just real quick for me to grab. And I'm going to work on the fairy right now. So I'm going to grab her hair color. I'm just going to grab that. I think I can. Nope. Something's wrong here. Let's see. Reference layers on. Reference layer. Now I should be able to jump around and maybe color in anywhere that her hair is. Oh. You see that happens usually when there's a broken line. Doesn't look like there should be one. Ah, right here. See, it's like a maze. If you don't have a closed line, then it'll come out. Let's just undo all the hair colors there. Close that line up. Makes it for just quicker coloring. Corso over in the Discord. Yeah, we're talking to Andy today, and we're like, maybe we should get the comics team and the story team more active over in the Discord, so we will do that. There's some stories we can show a little bit ahead of, but the ones I'm working on right now are very like Gary secretive. So I don't want to give away anything big. So I've chosen this page to work on here today. It's Prudent Polar Bear. Prudent Polar Bear, Fearless Fairy, Curious Crane. He's obviously guarding the icy ice cave. So I'm going to color all of this today, I think. Food is fuel. Ryan, what's up? Love seeing the crane come to life and the fairy continue to build on its identity. Yeah, Crane has become one of my favorite VeeFriends, I think. Just out of curiosity. Look at the color difference between the actual camera and the actual iPad down there. I guess it's pretty true to color, but the color tones are a little off on the live stream, to be honest, but good enough for you to follow along, get some sneak peeks, and maybe talk about what's going on here a little bit without giving away the story too much. Also debating whether, like, I think for like these, there's some key important stories that we can't just tell as we go, but then there are also some stories that are just fun, and I think we probably could show the entire process of what the story is going to be, and okay to kind of like give it away and you watch it as it comes together, kind of as your reward for hanging out, I guess, that you would know what's up ahead of time. I'm putting wings back there. I wonder why. We'll see in a second. And then we got her little wings here. Ding. Ding. I'm just gonna go ahead and, even though she doesn't have any wings here, I'm just gonna paint them in. I think so. Where the wings go anyways. Not normally how I would do it, but I know there's probably some balloons over this. Let's check. Yeah, that's why I didn't. So that might actually be a little weird. I'll at least cut it there so you can see. Trying to balance this because we will have animations as well, so I want to make sure that the background underneath the balloons is fully kind of fleshed in case animators come in later and actually animate this or use this as reference. So just trying to keep that stuff in mind as I work. What's up, Mic'd Up? How's it going? Over on Instagram. We've got a couple people watching over on TikTok Live. Zen Lotus afternoon, everybody. No warm-up today. I'm just jumping right in. This is I wouldn't say a crunch week, but really I got a lot of deadlines this week. A lot of, I want to get these comics stories cracking. So I've got a lot to do this week and next week so that we can enjoy a nice holiday nap. Perhaps. Maybe. Let's see. But behind the scenes, we've got 3 stories, comic stories. I'll call them mini stories, really, or something. 3 of them will be done, I think, next week. You won't be able to read them until probably early 2025 because we got to get them printed and then they'll be available for everybody to read. So I'm just going to go ahead and I've got the palette up there, but I just know that this is the highlight color, so I can just grab it. That's how I approach all of my coloring, is usually the same way. We can add effects and stuff later on, but I usually grab the base color and then I go about a 45-degree angle down. Now I've got the shadow color. And man, I can't wait for you guys to see. I keep saying it on all the streams, but I've got some really interesting stories to show you all. But patience, patience, patience. Never seen anything like it, I guarantee. Yeah, we got a lot of, what I'm doing is I'm just gonna go through this page and color these quick Fearless Fairies, and then we'll start coloring the snowy background, and maybe we'll get to Curious Crane a little bit during this time. And then I'll stop occasionally, take a sip of coffee, and change the VeeFriend Mini pencil topper. We can do that. By the way, I'm DJ, the VeeFriends cartoonist, comic artist, doing a lot of character development and whatnot here at VeeFriends. Since I mentioned it, let's just go ahead and pull up a VeeFriend Mini. I know. Come on. There we go. Got a green one. Let's open the green one. All those cranks are because if a clear one comes out, I toss it aside. I like the blind opening of them. So these are the new season 4 and 3. These should come out soon. You'll probably hear vendors. You'll probably hear from Corso here. Sorry for the delays on getting these out. I'm sure this is technical. Mojo Mouse. Love this design of the tail going up the back. This is a bubble gum. Some of these are detailed too, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Make it look easy. Chris Fisk says, I bought Procreate a few years back. Really amazing what you do. Made it look easy. It wasn't easy when I started. I think when I started, I basically only did coloring. I couldn't pencil in it, but I forced myself to do it. So just like anything, take your time and spend a little time, every day. But let's just go ahead and finish this actual whole figure. I'm going to do the highlights on the wings. She's a little smaller. When she's really zoomed in, I like to do these things on her wings. They're kind of like the, if you ever seen like a fly wings, like they got like the weird veins, or I don't know what you'd call them, textures for the fairy wings. They're kind of like fly wings. I like to do that. And then we need a highlight on her hair. So I like a real animated style for my cartooning. And then I can add effects and stuff later on. But there's always a mid-tone, a highlight, and a shadow. And that's what makes them, pop off a bit more. Just more of a down shot there for you. Do I start too many layers? I actually have, forget these layers down here that are rough pencil, but this layer here is for all of the background scenes. So I block those in. And then I have a layer for the colors for the characters. You see they're just blocked by themselves. And then I have a layer for the inks on top of that. And for the lettering, now there's a ton of lettering. I do all the lettering in Procreate too. And you can see I do the balloons. The balloons are on their own layer. So it is very layered structure-wise. But I turn those off usually when I'm doing the coloring because I like the art to tell the story a little bit. And these lines will turn into different color too as I go. Yeah. What's up, Michael? On TikTok, how's it going? If you don't know, I've got the chats in front of me, so if I look up occasionally, but I've got my Instagram chat there. Chris, hello. Again, we got Michael over there, and then way over here, I've got the YouTube and the other folks over there as I'm working. It's a little slower. I mean, I thought about not going live this week at all, so I could just bust into these some deadlines I have. Cartooning with Caspel. Good to see you. Thanks for joining over on YouTube. How did I disable the coin function? I don't know what that means. Oh, on my vending machine. They sent it to me that way. I requested a machine for on stream, and they can actually put that mechanism in that doesn't have coins. I think if you talk to the vending folks, they would know. Mostly though, we want you to put it in stores and make some money with the vending. I really think that there's opportunity in the. I don't know. The VeeFriends minis are one of my favorite things besides the comics. I think because they're pencil toppers, so it makes sense for me. But a lot of artists also ask me about the vending or the minis all the time. Where do you get those pencil toppers? I get comments like that all the time because they are pretty cool. Like these, I got a baggie of. Some of the detailed ones are hanging out in here. We've got a Harpic, the thoughtful three-horned Harpic. Got a bunch of diamond ones and gold ones. They're also just fun to, procrastinate and squish. And like little mini stress relievers, I guess. Yeah, I have a lot of work to do. But that's okay, because it's good work. It feels good. Just sometimes hard. I had a friend of mine that's an artist, and he watched one of my streams, and he's like, wow, I watched you for an hour and a half, and you barely got anything done because you were talking the whole time and hanging out. And I'm like, yeah, but that's part of it. That's part of it. We've got this opportunity to speak to each other and a little bit escape, escapism. You're watching me do this thing. You might be interested in art. You might be interested in VeeFriends. As I'm scanning around here on this page, trying to find losing my place, but I might add an effect of her wings flapping. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I haven't decided that. So let's go ahead and grab the highlight. See, I'm just kind of making my way around, coloring just the Fearless Fairy on this page. I think we're going to do pretty good in this session. If you keep watching, by the end of it, we should have these panels kind of figured out, timeline-wise. I think so. Michael says, thank you for sacrificing your efficiency. Nah, I really think it's just like a different mode. It's like, all right, I know I'm going to go a little bit slower. So I've chosen these pages specifically ahead of time because I know that I can kind of not mess them up and still be talking to you. And if we're in a close-up like that, I like to do it one more layer of highlight. Like almost like that. Like a ding. And then we'll get into the shading. I always just do that again, like there's my shadow. Sometimes we can go darker if we want. Black is the ultimate, shadow. The black areas here. So I'm just kind of we use the light and the shadow to kind of make a two-dimensional art seem three-dimensional in some way. And in a way I can kind of feel it. I can kind of go like, this is where the light's hitting, this light, that light. I can kind of feel it, if that makes sense. I used to mess with clay a little bit, like Super Sculpey, and make miniatures and things. And I found that I was just kind of naturally good with that because I'd been drawing for so long that I could kind of mold with my hands pretty quickly. Something, It's fun. Don't have any time for that right now, but it is also kind of, another friend of mine said, wow, you take so much time on a page, like it might take 8 hours or 12 hours on a page, and people only look at it for milliseconds or whatever as they're turning the page. But I'm like, yeah, but it's there forever, like it's there, it's building story. Especially if you can see what she's saying when the book comes out, or when the story comes out, you're gonna be like, wow, this is cool. Like we're building like real lore and real depth to the characters, which has not been done yet. We've really told stories on the surface, really, and Gary specifically wants to go deeper. We've gone wide. We've put out a lot of stuff in the past few years, but not really gone deep with the character exploration and story exploration. So that's my job. I like it. So you've seen comic strips. I would say comic strips are pretty shallow. That's like shallow content, you know? Like I would not shallow as in bad, but just it's not very deep. There's not a whole lot of lore to the comic strips, but they're very surface. You can get your feet wet with the comic strips. Wow, this whole metaphor is really digging it. We're putting on some scuba gear and going deep with the story. Establishing some antagonists within the VeeFriends world, some narratives. Can't wait to talk about them and have open conversations with you guys in 2025. I think that's going to be the funnest part of 2025 is like when certain things are revealed for people that have been following VeeFriends for a while. You're going to be like wanting to talk about it. And also, you're going to be able to go back and look at the comic strips that we've already made. And a lot of weird little things are going to make sense. You're going to go, oh, man, he hid that in there. You know? So yeah, this is the comic stream. I already inked up this page a little bit on a stream previously, and now I'm adding some colors to it. I'm going around the page. I'm coloring in Procreate on an iPad Pro. And zooming around, I've got the Fearless Fairy color palette here. You can see this is her hair, these are her wings, this is her skin tone, her eyes, and her gold scepter, or wand, not scepter, although there's no wand here yet. Alana, thanks for watching. I'm gonna hang out here. First noon stream in a while. I think when I first started, we tried some noon streams, but no one knew what the heck was going on. So, appreciate you guys chilling. I feel like noon's like a good, we get the West Coast people who've been begging me for West Coast streams, and then we get the East Coast people maybe having some lunch or chilling out a little bit. Thanks for stopping by. Say hello. Let me know if you have a favorite VeeFriend. And if you're new to VeeFriends, if you're completely new to VeeFriends, email me at comics@VeeFriends.com. And make sure you follow us on VeeFriends at VeeFriends Comics on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. What I call you Instatalk. But if you're new, please email me. We're starting this, we're in a lot of ways, we're still starting out, and a lot of people don't know who we are. And if you're digging the artwork or want to know more, I'd like to start a conversation with you about that. Just a little, I won't bother you. Since I know that most of Crane's going to be white, I can actually just get in here and do some of the white on the... Well, Polar Bear's going to be... Whoa. Hold on now. There we go. Polar Bear's going to be white for the most part, right? Makes sense. He'll be white with maybe a light blue shadow. Get in there. Do this. I don't know where that's... I don't know what this thing is. This is probably on the background. Yep. This is the Icy Ice Cave. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we've got the original backgrounds from the digital collectibles and trading cards. The NFTs had backgrounds with names, like the Icy Ice Cave. And those are all becoming locations within the comic books and the storytelling. I want to know how how you set up that sweet vertical stream. I should make a YouTube video about it. I just don't have time. But I'm using OBS. This is the, if you want to see what I'm using here, if that makes sense. This is a program called OBS, and you can actually these over here are sources. So I'm feeding in different stuff. I've done some overlays. You kind of just learn OBS. And then you can feed it in. There's a couple technical problems, or not problems, but technical things you got to set up to do right. But that's how I learned. When I started, you can go back on the YouTube channel and see our first streams. And, you know, it wasn't pretty. It was just me figuring out stuff, you know, as we went. And now I've got it pretty tight. Hey, Cinema Storm, thanks for following over there and sharing on TikTok. Hopefully TikTok stays around. What do you guys think? Are they gonna can it, or is some rich person gonna come out of the blue and buy it? I think I saw that you use a color palette earlier streams. Really cool how you made the bubbles. Yeah, I've got a little palette over here. But usually I just, and then I have like the whole color schemes of the fairy here, just for a quick reference. And then I'll usually just grab and go. Once I've got the one, I can use that to kind of go back down and figure out, like, let's see, for instance, her highlight color here. I might just zoom in here and just add a touch of that color there. This is such a small character. It's not that important. The yellow is probably way more important than small. I'm so zoomed in right now, you won't even. She'll just be a little tiny blip on the comic page, on the printed comic page. So I'm not too worried. I might even just hit that like that. Maybe. That's pretty good. I don't like that. What am I most excited for the holiday season? I haven't taken a break in a long time. So I haven't like taken a holiday break in a long time, and I got a little taste of that during Thanksgiving. Well, our company has like a week, like blackout dates, VeeFriends. So last year, you know, when I started, everybody else was off on the first day of the year, and I actually worked. So I've worked, you know, nonstop pretty much since I started at VeeFriends. So I think what I'm really looking forward to is maybe actually forcing myself to not draw VeeFriends for a little bit, like for a week, a couple days, a day, and just recharge. You know, not that I need to recharge. I don't feel like I need to recharge, but just spend some time with my family and chill out. You know, would be cool. Okay, so I got her, got this bear. Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about the bear. Nope. Come on. Feel pretty good about that. Yeah, but I don't really mean, if people, like, gift-wise, I don't really care about gifts. I mean, if somebody gives me a gift, I'll appreciate it, but, you know, it's hard for me to, I don't know. I need less stuff, I think, and more, you know, peace of mind, maybe. Which I'm not lacking. I just, you know, holidays are weird. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swipe right and isolate just those blocks of light blue that you see there. By the way, another reason I went vertical streaming instead of horizontal streaming, vertical instead of horizontal, was that I'm mainly trying to build over on YouTube, and YouTube is really, you know, 90%, 80% of the viewers, maybe 90% of the viewers are on horizontal mobile video. So I wanted to make sure that we were making something that works well for the YouTube and TikTok. TikTok only gets one view. They get just the full view. Over on the other channels, you can see my face. Sometimes there I am. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee here. You know, there you can watch me have a sip of coffee for no reason. I like to have this hand view because I like to open up these minis. Let's just open up here. Let's do a thing. Let's do yellow versus purple in the chat. Yellow versus purple in the chat. All the chats. All of the chats. I'm gonna wait for YouTube because there's a little delay. If you're watching live on TikTok, yellow versus purple in the chat. Put yellow versus purple, and I'll open the one that gets the most votes. All right, we got a purple. Chris, you got a purple? Purple. I know purple's gonna win. Purple. I'm just gonna say it. It's purple. Let's go. And again, if you're new to VeeFriends, make sure you're following VeeFriends Comics at VeeFriends Comics on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I actually don't think that TikTok's gonna go away. I think it's gonna be a-okay. All right, let's see who's in here. We got a gold creative crab. That definitely beats the bubblegum alert 8. It smells like bubblegum, by the way, if you smell that. Definitely beats. Yeah, purple's my go-to too. I should pick both ugly colors and make people. Maybe I'll do that next time. We've got like an ugly green from season 1. It's kind of like a dark. Yeah, it's kind of like a dark green. Ugly green. Forest green? I don't know. Mad Video Gamer. Shout out to Mad Video Gamer on YouTube. Does funny video game commentary. He's over there hanging out on TikTok right now. Check out his YouTube channel, Mad Video Gamer. There's a plug for you. I don't know for the. Well, we have 329 people watching across all the channels. Mostly they come in through X or Twitter because that's where the VeeFriends community is. If you're new to VeeFriends, we've been around for a few years and we're just now starting the comics stories, which is what I'm working on here. All right, I want to put some environment in here because it's driving me crazy. So I'm going to go to my gouache brush and I'm just going to go ahead and pick a blue that's kind of a nice icy blue. I'll start with that. And I'm just going to paint. Turn the brush way up. And I'm just going to paint digitally a little bit of blue in there like that. Same thing like in here. I'm just going to make this blue. So we can hit the whole area if we want. So make that blue, make that blue. A little bit of blue behind her. You can go pretty fast. Change it to white a little bit. White. Change the brush size and get in here with these swoops. Just kind of blend it a little bit. Just put some colors down. If I want to put a little bit of bit. Doesn't have to be perfect at this point. I'm not too worried about that. I like a real textured background. I know that this is going to be kind of like that, so I want to like picture like blowing snow. This could actually be almost white. Right along the surface. I think I actually had like some blowing snow. We can actually put a layer if we want on top of all those layers and actually go like, you know, like it's blowing snow across them, but I'm not going to do that right now. We'll do that last. For now, I'm just getting the core of the textured background, let's say. Throw a little digital painting in there. And then, you know, what I might do is put another layer on top of this so I don't mess up the other blue. And I might just block in the ground very solid. It's a very light blue. It's hard for you to see. I gotta take down that that follow button. Jeez. Chris Fist, you got a gift code pulled last night on the Whatnot stream. Are you brand new to VeeFriends too? You're excited about VeeFriends, yeah. Thanks for joining the streams and hanging out, for sure. If you, well, no, you're not a version 1 gift code holder. If you are, the comic's coming out soon. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I'm gonna block out just the ground of the icy ice cave so I can isolate it from that textured background I just drew. We'll see this here in a second. I think I might just focus on, sometimes focusing on the top panel or one panel and getting it done helps you. Oh, nope. Weird. Okay. I'm on the wrong layer there. That's what I want. So I'll just make sure all these lines are closed, and then it should fill in. There we go. So now I've got a nice solid ice color for them, or snow and ice and whatever for them to be standing on. Something up here. And we want the depth of the cave a little bit, so I'm gonna go darker blue. You know, we usually start for the furthest back and then build it up. Just add some depth to the icy ice cave. It'll be darker than that too, I think. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, great. So you're, yeah. Yeah, the cards are awesome. The collectibles are great. I like to say that we kind of did things in reverse a little bit. Like we put out the products, you know, the cartoons and or we put out the characters and the NFTs and the collectible, the trading cards, and not as much storytelling stuff. So now we're diving into the storytelling, which is cool because we have a base of people that are collectors and excited about the VeeFriends and want to learn more about the actual characters and stories. And that's what Gary wants to do too. So having you guys as like the OGs and the not even like the super OGs, like if you're relatively new to VeeFriends, having you out there championing championing it and getting excited when you see the new stories is definitely a bonus that most projects don't have. I would say that a lot of projects out there are very hollow and surface and not deep at all. And Gary wants to go deeper. We already know from experience that the VeeFriends community, but also basically the VeeFriends community and whatnot have helped a lot of people, become part of a community. Some of the storylines in the comics we've heard, people are like, wow, I needed to see that today. Even just those surface level comic strips made people kind of think about empathy or, compassion and the soft skills. Gary likes to say, like, we're tricking people into making soft skills cool. Like, he really likes it when, like, there's a hard guy that's like, I'm a tough guy. And then we get them to talk about empathy and, kindness instead of being a jerk. Kind of change their heart a little bit. It's like, we tricked you. Now you're a kind warrior instead of a jerk face. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is the VeeFriends Comics stream. If you're new and hanging out and watching and you're very new to VeeFriends, please email me. Especially if you're new to the comics. If you're new to the comics, email me at comics@veefriends.com. That comes right to me. Appreciate you watching. You can see there's quite a difference between this camera up here and the actual coloring I'm doing at the bottom. It's just the saturation of the camera, I think, from the other camera. Not a big deal. Change the blue a little bit, and I'll do the shadows first on this ice. Ice is always very like that. These other lines here are just for kind of guidance on the shape, the overall shape of the cave. To be very angular and icy. So learning how to. These are in the foreground, so I'm not too worried about those right now. I'll do those last. We build it up from the background to the foreground. If that makes sense. Zoom way in. White right across the top of this ice. Nice sheen. It's fun to paint. Work on environment too. So now we got a cool freaking location here, Icy Ice Cave. Pedro has that scene in the NFTs. Awesome. See, it'll be cooler like when you're like, what's in the Icy Ice Cave? Well, now you'll know what's hiding in there. You're gonna know pretty soon. Maybe it's different for everybody. No, could be something like that. I thought of Fight Club too, where I was like, slide. I don't know if you know Fight Club or not, but they go into that weird cave with the penguin in there, and it's like, slide. It's like a spirit animal or whatever. Right, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of story alpha for sure on these streams. Like there's things we're thinking about that aren't really set in stone yet, that we're deciding a lot of story things. Like we're like, do we want to go that way or do we want to go this way? And that's kind of what we do in the story team. And then we set some rules for ourselves and we go nuts. Because it's pretty good, even with the shadow underneath. Curious crane here. Put that in there. Maybe darken it up just a little bit because there's a shadow. A little bit more. If you're in the VeeFriends community and you're a gift goat, soon you should have the first issue of the comic. It's being graded right now. The comics are being graded, and then we're going to do a special walkthrough. Me and the gift goats and community team will be walking through the comic together, like the first read. You'll be able to read it for free. Kind of walk you through the background of it. Any kind of background notes, and maybe a sneak peek at some future stories for the gift goats that may or may not be watching right now. So Daniel should be in touch soon to schedule that. I think we're thinking December 20th. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm ready to show you and read through the comics. Excited to get some not hype, but I'm excited to get feedback and excitement for what we've been doing behind the scenes. It's like very much a lot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to like mess around. Now that I've got that background isolated, I like to sometimes go in, and even though I picked blue, I might mess with the saturation a little bit, or the hue, and change it up a little bit. You can see how I can change it. See what I'm doing on that slider? So I might just change the hue a little bit bluer. Kind of like that. So now you see that it's a little bit different blue than the ice. We're building it up. What we're doing. Oh yeah. So these swooshy lines here, I'm just gonna, those are on the ink layer. I'm gonna go ahead and pick, probably a blue from down here just to see what it looks like, and just kind of swoosh over them a little bit. So now they're lines in the art. They're not just hard lines there. Maybe a little bit bluer. Oh, that's good. Do a little mix wherever it makes sense to do it. Probably. Guess it kind of, it's like the wind blowing a little bit. Well, it's very windy up at the icy ice cave. Prudent polar bears, they're, being cautious. Prudence. It's being a prude. It's being a prudish. It's not prudish polar bear. Old prudish polar bear. Now it's prudent polar bear. And I get to pick his. So sometimes I'll pick the. We know that this is the shadow color on the ice or the snow. So I'm gonna get in here and put that down underneath him on the actual ice. shadow coming out this way, you know? A little bit, because like if light was hitting this and bouncing down, kind of maybe it's a little bit of light bouncing around and bouncing out, just a little bit from the icy ice cave. I might even make it a little darker back there, just a little bit. Like that. So he's really standing out. Kind of like that. Starts to look like something cool. Clean up. While we're in here, we might as well grab a nice different shadow of blue for his fur. Not that dark. So not that dark either. God darn it. Select the white. Go around to the blue that I want. And just barely touch into the blue. There we go. So you can see what I'm doing there on the bottom. Just enough around that main shadow there. Fairy's an important character. Oh, in general, you mean in the world? Fairy's going to be definitely one of the main, not heroes, because they're all kind of trying to do their best, but she's definitely one of our big really the first origin story that Gary wanted to get through. And I might want to add a little bit more. This looks like it's going straight across, so that's bothering me. I want to add a little bit more depth to that. We'll do that by creating line width. So thick up here, it gets thinner to where he's at, way over there. We can use the lines to. You can use the textures and the lines to denote distance. You see, like that's far away. It's not just like from here to there. If that makes sense. Yeah, there will definitely be more too, Chris. There's, like I said, we have the surface out there on the backs of the cards and things, like the basic traits and the basic ideas of the characters, but Gary really wants to expand upon those traits and the stories behind it. What is V-World? You know, that kind of stuff. Like where are these characters? How are they existing? How do you interact with them? The VeeFriends are real. VeeFriends are real, and VeeFriends are forever. And VeeFriends are effing cool. Are you doing any sketch drawings today? I still need one. I have a list of backlog for the sketch cards, if that's what you're talking about, so I won't be accepting any new requests for those. But check more streams in the future. You never know. So yeah, well, I'm really digging this icy ice cave thing. And now that I've got the colors from the cave, it makes it so much easier to go in here, grab that, and just, block that in a little bit. So I can just start working on the base color becomes that dark color from the cave. Maybe a little bit darker. Kind of. Like that. They're kind of like right at the, that's how big the entrance was. Also, I know that there's going to be words over all of this, so I'm not too worried about that, but I'm going to keep those on for just a second so I can see, like, can I use the texture from the cave to kind of tie these characters together in a strange way without tangents. Tangents are lines that touch. Also, we're going to work on his big boy shadow here. Well, we should probably do the ice ground first. I'm not going to worry about the 2 layers. I can merge those now that I'm feeling pretty confident that I can merge these 2 layers, the sky and the ground, together so that we don't have too much layering going on. Don't want to get confused. Layering process. Whoops. So I can do a real quick color select of anything by holding my finger down here and grabbing a color from different elements in the drawing. So that's why I can like switch back and forth. So when you see me jumping around and going back up here and picking this, you know, I'm kind of hitting that up a little bit. And then I'll come back up and grab that blue. And then I like the idea of having, like, you know, some shimmer on like some of the rocks back there too. Some light getting in there and bouncing around that tunnel. So see, now you can see that when one, like I said, when one thing is done, I can just select from that like a palette. I know that this is his color, or this is his shade color, yes. I go back to make sure I'm on the right layer, and then I'm just going to get in here and, might do a quick check on his, I'm pretty sure it's dark gray, but I might go to VeeFriends.com. Oh, by the way, Whatnot stream, Friday. Check out our Whatnot channel on Whatnot. Follow VeeFriends. Doing a lot of streams over there. If you'd like to buy some holiday ornaments, make sure you bookmark the shows. Tea with Gary Vee is Friday in the morning, but all day on Friday we're doing a 25-hour streamathon, and I'll be back live at 5:30 on the Whatnot streamathon on Friday doing some comics jam where we work on a comic together or something. By the way, VeeFriends.com. I'm on the vending page for some reason. VeeFriends. It always wants to So yeah, I'm just gonna do a real quick character check. Polar bear, alphabetical order. All the characters are alphabetical order on the website. You can see the version 2 here. I'm just checking in on his little paw. He's got that. I'm gonna put that over on the side real quick. You can do that just side by side. Have our little guy right there. I knew that I was not going to draw that nose shape, and I'm okay with the shadow colors being my light blue because it's based on the environment, not like some lame gray there, And then also the shapes of his feet will be a little bit on the purple side there. Let's go like right there. This color. Perfect. And now as I'm doing his nose, I'm just going to go ahead and do his nose over here too. I did draw it there because I wanted to get the shape of his, like looking down at them sort of thing. As a prudy polar, no, he's not prudy. I'd be cautious. Rockin' Bull, what's up? We can definitely create some magic with your comics as backgrounds. We have so many interactive scripts that need skinned for Omniverse. For Omni experiences, your work is great to see. Angry Red Hulk reminded me on something. Are you talking about VeeFriends stuff? Because we're already doing a lot of character development stuff behind the scenes. You guys just haven't seen it yet. It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, we're taking the backgrounds of the NFTs. We're all the original stuff. I like to say I'm making it make sense. I'm tying everything together. Talking with Gary and making everything make sense. The world of VeeFriends, the characters, their stories. It'll be way deeper as Gary wanted it to be. And cool. We want to make it cool. There he is. It's a little bluer on the screen up there than it looks over here in real life. The color matching isn't the same up there on the screen a little bit, but it's enough to see what's going on. It's fine. I'm freaking great. Just had a banana with honey for breakfast. Great. You guys are talking about food. Now I'm hungry. Cinema, thanks for stopping by. Watching over on TikTok. Got a few people watching and hanging out over on Instagram Live. Appreciate you guys. Real quick plug for the Instagram. I don't know if it's up or not. Let me see. Should be. Our Instagram comics. VeeFriends Comics over on Instagram. Make sure you're following us at VeeFriends Comics on all those channels. But specifically, we've just started the new VeeFriends Instagram channel. So we're posting a lot of these animated. We have animated shorts of the old comics that are being animated. We've been posting those on YouTube. And also on here on Instagram. So please check those out. Comment, like, share, all that stuff. Of course. Help us build the community out. We're also looking for, new readers. So new people, bringing new people into the brand. It's very important to us, of course. We appreciate everybody that's supporting VeeFriends right now, but we want to, of course, you want to see it grow. We want to see it grow. And so when you share and tell people about VeeFriends, Christmas is coming, I'm not going to encourage you to spend a lot of money, but I think VeeFriends make pretty cool gifts, especially if you write a little note. Picture that. Give a little VeeFriends card, their first VeeFriends card to someone, and say hey, this character, I thought of you because you're fearless, and I want to be more like you, or something like that. Just have something thoughtful with the characters, and I think people will appreciate it. Everybody vibes with a different character, but you might have a VeeFriend that reminds you of a friend or family member. Why not gift it to them, and also help more people understand what VeeFriends is? That's a fun. I'm just talking out loud here. These are my desires to grow the brand. Like Gary says, it's not always about buying and selling, it's about giving too. So remember that the word friends is in our name, VeeFriends. So if you don't have any friends, well, you found them. You found the community here, and VeeFriends are great. But also, if you're in the community, you know that there's a lot of people out there that are struggling, that don't have friends and don't have a good network of people. So always be a friend to a stranger, because you never know. You never know. Santa Claus might be in the chat watching there over on Instagram. He is. Santa Herman, the Mall of America Santa Claus, the official Mall of America Santa, and VeeFriends collector. He picked up some vending machines on the Black Friday sale. Can't wait to see how that goes, Santa. All right. I like this shadow color on Prudent Polar Bear here. I'm liking Prudent Polar Bear, just in general. Although I've never been a fan of people in my life telling me to be careful. Because I feel like they're too careful, and they don't make moves. People are in my life, people will be like, maybe you should think about this before you... I'm like, nope, I'm going to do that. And then I just do the thing. And then, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I'm like, they were right. But I just go with my gut a lot. So sometimes that'll get you into trouble, I'm laughing because of all the stories I can't tell you, but it's true. Bananas, thanks. Just finishing up animated loop on Procreate Dreams. How about the post that, are you working inside Procreate Dreams yet? I am not. I want to, I just don't have time to mess with it. Our other illustrator on the comics team, Allie, she's been messing with the Procreate Dreams. See, Santa's over there. Joe Animal, are you back home yet? She was over in somewhere, I don't know. Where were you? Traveling, visiting family. Safe travels, everybody. Yeah, we've got a lot of method to the madness here behind the scenes. There's a lot of stories and a lot of character development happening, and you will see it all. Not all of it, but you'll see a lot of it coming in 2025 here, early 2025. You know, comics, animation. Can't really say much more than that. I don't want to spoil anything. I may have promised not to say anything. I didn't promise anybody nothing. I'm one of the most I'm very patient with work. Like I can sit at a comic page for 12 hours or something, but you know, wanting these, if you go back and look at how this stream started an hour and a half ago, we were blank. And now you can see that it's coming together. Very, very nice. We're bringing it to life. Speaking of Allie, she just joined the TikTok stream over there, but Allie, someone over on YouTube was asking about Procreate Dreams. I said, I think you are admitting in Procreate Dreams. I want to. Okay, so wait, he has this blue is not behind him. This would be the blue behind him. Let's just go ahead and fix that right now. Let's do this. Going to block this in. It can be pretty abstract. I don't need to worry about. What I'm trying to do here is like, I want your eye to go back down into this panel here. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue that line. And then her fist makes you want to go, and where she's looking makes you go over to this panel. Composition is a key. Even shapes like that point are pointing you back towards what you're supposed to be reading, so you don't jump ahead. There's a lot of thought that goes into the composition of comic pages that most people don't think about. Some nerd stuff. Some deep nerd stuff happening. Narrating it out loud is always weird, but I've gotten used to it. I can turn off these balloons. Okay. Bananas is over there too. You guys can connect. Allie's doing great work with that, from what I've seen. I wish I had another me to clone myself so that I can just sit for a day. You know what? Maybe I'll do that over the break, over the holiday break. Maybe I'll bust out some Procreate Dreams and, you know, come back with some kind of animated webcomic or something. How about that? But that would be kind of work. I promised I wasn't going to work. Learnings? I don't know. Clumps of snow. Just adding those in for. Might even just test to see, like, does that look cool if I change that to white? See, a lot of it's experimenting. I think it does. I think it gets what I was trying to do there with the coloring, just by changing those lines to white, actually works very well, I think. Changing it. Or, you know, like a blue. And then on the edge, we'll do like a really I just went ahead and picked that blue from Fairy's shirt. I thought it worked really well as a outline color. Even that might work pretty good. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Commit. Sometimes you gotta commit. I think that worked out pretty good actually for that ice line. These happy little accents, right? Somebody did ask me how long I draw all day. I would say like nowadays, I mean, I could draw for 12 hours if I was let alone, but I running the comics team here. There's some meetings, technical meetings and things we got to do, you know, but behind the scenes stuff for brand building and things like that. So I got to, you know, balance it. But I wake up pretty early and I get to it, you know. I don't mess around. Don't like to mess around. There we go. Same thought process is that line, those lines there could be more like highlights back in the cave than they are forced texture. Or I could go the opposite route and just go dark lines instead, which makes his black outline pop off a little bit more. Right? It's really easy to make that white polar bear pop. Looking pretty good. Not bad for an hour and a half stream. What's up, Neil? Heal into society. Oh, hey. You know what? Let's open up. We've got two to open. Let's I promised we would do these colors. Let's do this. Orange versus green, dark green in the chat. We'll do this. We'll open these up. I like to open up 5. This is season 1. This is season 2. Green versus orange in the chat. If you're watching and listening, pick a color. We got orange. We got orange. I'm looking across multiple chats here. So we got orange. Looks like orange is going to win this one. Oh, well, got Ali said dark green. Okay. Orange wins it. Orange. Pedro, put it over orange. All right, let's see what's in the orange. What we're trying to do is knock off. A detailed will automatically knock off the golden creative crab here. Let's see what we got. We got a bad intentions. This is not. He's got his little carrot. Kind of a little jerk. Might be coming up in a little comic soon. I saw something. Actually, a comic from Ali I saw. That's fun. And let's just go ahead and open up the dark green one too, and that'll be 5. I've met my quota for opening up minis for the day. I gotta get back to color. All right, who we got? We've got a bubblegum. Lots of bubblegums today. This is typical. Bubblegum Decisive Duck. Does not beat the golden creative crab. Those are your 5 minis for the day. We opened up a Alert Ape bubblegum, a Mojo Mouse bubblegum, bubblegum color, don't eat it, creative crab, decisive duck, and bad intentions. Bad intentions. Great. Okay. Looks like my messages are going off. I don't know what's going on. Looking pretty good. This one's looking pretty good. Good work in progress here. I also like to double check my balloons, my word balloons, to make sure I'm not covering up anything terrible. So yeah, the distance looks good. This page is looking pretty good, guys. That's gonna be, I'm gonna call that a stream since we're at 1:32. Appreciate you guys watching. Actually, before you go, make sure you tune back in tomorrow at noon. Might be doing something a little bit different. I might actually, I've got underneath here, I've got some sketch supplies. I might be doing some sketch cards tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling. You never know. So tomorrow, noon. Thursday, noon. And then Friday, we're part of that 25-hour live stream. But I'll be live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you're checking in with us. And yeah, follow us. Again, follow us on VeeFriends Comics, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I appreciate you guys watching. What's inside? What's inside where? The cave? We don't know yet. You'll have to wait to find out. Aloha, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Be back here tomorrow at noon. Wednesday at noon. We'll see you then. Bye.